Hi everyone, Angelica here again, and this video is going to be about the importance of a positive mental attitude. You know, this is a concept that has been around for, forever. Since I first started reading any kind of self-help books or, personal growth, spiritual books, whatever it was. This even started when I was about 17, when I was really interested in philosophy, and I just attributed that to me having a lot of planets in Sagittarius. I've just always been interested in different religions and philosophy, and trying to be positive. And Sagittarius usually they do have a positive spin on things. When bad things happen, they can always kind of see the good of it. Not to say that Sagittarius do not fly the other direction, because they definitely do. But for the most part, they usually have a pretty jovial, optimistic personality. Can be a little bit idealistic. So I'm going to try to steer clear of that. But I've just started realizing this past week why it's so important to maintain a positive mental attitude. I always think that I'm being positive all the time. And not to say the fake positive, like, oh, yay, everything's great, when it's not. You have to be realistic. Being realistic is just being real. You can look at things, though, and have more of a positive outlook on them. And, through this last week, in this kind of transformational place that I've been in, I've realized that I tend to automatically, when I get into spaces where I'm not so positive, so normally my whole thing is like, I'm really, really positive. And when I get that spurt of energy, that positive, it feels kind of bipolar if you wanted to compare it to something. But I get so excited, so positive, and I'm just like working away and talking to all these people and just so happy. And then my energy just bottoms out, because I give a lot. When I'm in that space and I'm feeling the energy like coming, I'm just like, whoo, and I just like take it to the max of what it's giving. And even now, being that I'm 35, I realize that it's not a good idea when I'm feeling that amount of positive energy and upliftment to, stay up too late, or just, give too much, or just keep moving in the direction of it, just like, whoo, just, flying with it and just going way up with it. Because if you take it too far, you end up, crashing hard from it. And I know that. I've experienced myself in the way that I operate, and I do feel when I get this creative energy that I feel like I've got to use it right now, or else it'll go away. Well, no, if you're a creative person, the creativity, it's always there. Sometimes it feels more like a rush rather than it being balanced and, on a schedule, which it should be. Anyway, what I find is when I burn myself out like that, I crash and I just feel not as good. Obviously very tired, very like I didn't take care of myself enough. And I automatically, habitually start thinking negative. Now, I don't think it's like too negative, but what I do is I'll be like, I use sarcasm a lot, and I'll be like, oh yeah, da 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 da, like this is some joke about how it's also like bad right now, or I don't know, and I wasn't even aware of it until I started becoming really aware of it. So you've got to watch yourself and see what you're thinking all the time. And like I was thinking, you know, things like, oh, this just happens all the time. This is just the way that it is. Like these things that don't necessarily sound so bad, but our thoughts are going all the time, all throughout the day. And if we're not very attentive to what those thoughts are, they'll just run wild, and it'll continue to bring things into your life that back that up, because our subconscious mind, which feeds off of either negativity or positivity, will bring those things about into our lives. So, and I didn't, like I said, didn't even really notice it until I started like hearing like some of the things I was saying, and I was like, you know, oh, it's just joking, it's just a joke. Well, you know, sarcasm isn't really a joke, because when you're being sarcastic, you're saying something that could be true, but really isn't true, but it's like your brain and your mind doesn't really know the difference. So, it's just taking in everything as true. So, you know, it's really, really important to only say positive things to yourself. So if you go through your day and you watch like just the talk that's in your head, yeah, you know, a lot of it could be positive, but it's even, if you even have half negative and half positive, let's just say 50-50, they cancel each other out, and you don't bring any new good things into your life because half the time you're positive and then half the time you're negative. And I found out in my own personal life when that happens. And part of that for me is not giving too much, because I guess there's something in my brain and in my mind that thinks it's really good to give. Yes, okay, it's good to give, but it's not good to give to the point where you're exhausted and you don't have anything left. So when I get to that point is when I start really feeling it in my physical body, my mental state, you know, all around. So the other thing about this is when you are positive on a balanced, continual basis. So it's very consistent positivity. It's not, yay, oh my gosh, how are you, blah, 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 blah. You know, like it's it's more of like just being really okay in the moment, really okay with what's going on, and being so grateful for the beautiful things that you have. I mean, it doesn't even matter if you have absolutely nothing and you're out like in nature or things like that. You know, I can't speak for everyone. I can only speak for myself. But it's not about what you have. It's about your mental state that creates your reality and makes things come into your world in a positive way. So maybe you should just play around with this concept, because when I really started to take a look at it, I was like, whoa, a lot of this stuff I didn't even recognize. And what it does is it kind of fragments your personality. Those places within you that are not so positive all the time. And like I'm saying, a realistic positivity, a calmness, a beingness, a way of being that is just at ease in the moment. But it fragments your personality so that you're not coming through in a real way, in the complete realness of who you are, and you know, what you're here to speak is your truth and your authenticity, and being you is so beautiful. So, you know, we should be grateful. Everything really is good. Everything is you know, beautiful. Yes, we have our down days. And in those cases, it's very important to take care of yourself. Just, you know, put everything on hold, take care of yourself, do what you need to do, and love yourself. Because if you're coming back to do whatever it is you're doing, and you're not who you really are because you're not feeling well, because you're in a negative state of mind because you haven't been taking care of yourself, or whatever the negative state of mind is. For me, I just like to use myself as an example in case you may be having something similar. For me, having 3 kids and being in the kind of work that I'm doing, I have a tendency to just overhelp. And it's not, people don't want me to overhelp, okay? A lot of times people don't even want, like, people do want a lot of help, but it's almost like I'm creating that energy. It's like I don't even know how to describe it. You create your reality, okay? So if you feel like, oh my gosh, I gotta help like 100 people today, you gotta cut that out and then only help, a few people. And then, like for me and my kids, it's like teach them to be a little more independent, so they're not always needing me every second of every single day, and they can do some things on their own. They want to be independent. Everybody wants to be independent. So anyway, it's a huge lesson for me, and staying positive in my mind frame is doing those things that bring me joy, bringing those things that I feel are very useful for, my work and my mission and my purpose, what it is my heart's calling me to do. Doing those things that bring me joy, that make me feel uplifted, instead of giving a lot of wasted energy in these areas that are not so uplifting. So always follow what it is that you want to do, not what your family wants you to do. Yes, take care of your kids, but don't be like me, like every single little whim that they have, go off that, because it'll exhaust you. It will make you not as effective, and you will not be shining your highest light. Anyway, I just wanted to put this video out there. Hopefully it helped you all. I love you so much, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.